Hello, this video is a short walkthrough into the form structure of PsychOnline. So I have logged in as a provider. PsychOnline basically has three types of forms. One, templates, two, notes and forms, three, consent forms. Templates basically provides a skeleton of information to the provider so that he can make observations about the patient during an appointment. Notes and forms act as an intake form which a provider can send to patient, and patient has to input about his medical illness history, etc. on the form and submit prior joining an appointment. Third is a consent form. This is basically a patient entering his say a name, date of birth, some basic details to make sure that he's giving his consent for joining an appointment with the provider. So let's see how they look. I have copied a sample template. Let me just create one sample template. I'll just copy paste this. So this is how a template looks like. A provider can create a sample template giving some basic context about which all to be taken note of, which observations have to be done during an appointment. He can save this and also create a report out of this and send it to the patient post an appointment. Create template. So let's see how we use this template. For example, you have had an appointment with a patient, and once the appointment is completed or during the process, you can go here, view the appointment, and over here we have something called evaluation. Under evaluation, you have something called simple form. The other forms are standard forms, and simple forms are customized forms. Simple forms will have the list of forms created by you in your profile. We have sample template here. So once you hit on sample template, you'll get the information here, and you can input your points XY over here and save it. And this will appear on the report being generated post an appointment over here. In download report, this will appear. This is how a template works. Let's move to intake forms. And all in intake form, this is how you create new template. Just say sample intake form. You can make it default or not. Select the type of appointment. So these available forms are basically assessment forms. For example, mood disorder questionnaire or insomnia index. They have particular questions attached to it, to which a patient can give his answers, and it will evaluate and give you a score to understand the severity of the problem. These are not mandatory, but if required, you can attach one to it. As you see, these are the list of questions attached to that assessment form. Post this, while creating an intake form, you need at least one question. Let's add the question. Let's ask patient name. And you have different types of answer elements: long text, short, drop down, radio button, checkbox, state field. And if it is a mandatory question, you can say require answer. If not, you can uncheck this. You can add as many as questions you want, save a forms element, create notes. So you can see we have our sample intake form. You can as well edit, duplicate, have a review. You have multiple options available. And also moving on, we have consent forms. As I said, consent forms are basically patients giving consent to the provider. This is one sample, one HIPAA consent. So after the patient goes through the entire consent form, he would say yes, give his name and or mobile number, mail ID, and submit this consent form. Only if he signs the consent form, he'll be able to join the appointment with the provider. These are basically the three types of forms available, and this is how we make use of them. Okay.